but Hasan tried to it was actually insane. He actually compared himself to Martin Luther King and the Bad Empanada to Malcolm X, and he said both are needed for women. I swear to God, I have the video. It's insane. He actually
No, give me
and he
a
actually said,
I want it. Imagine this being your political discourse, like, oh yeah, the crazy man wants to buy us. Did someone just explain to Trump, I think maybe in one of his briefings that he has with his third McDonald's breakfast in the morning, I think maybe someone was able to get it through to him. Why is this our fascist tyrant? Why? Why is this the English-speaking world's fascist tyrant? He's so bad.
You've heard probably that there's was a big argument between Hasan and Bad Empanada.
I didn't know it was a big argument, but it sounds like
not a big argument. It's more like Bad Empanada really attacked him pretty severely, but Hasan tried to it was actually insane. He actually compared himself to Martin Luther King and the Bad Empanada to Malcolm X, and he said both are needed for women. I swear to God, I have the video. It's insane. He actually
no, give me I want it because
I have to find. It's really short. It's like 8 minutes, and
because they're
both
both Malcolm X, right? They're LARPing inflammatory who don't achieve anything.
Yeah, it's insane. Okay. And I swear to God, he said both Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were needed for the emancipation of Black people. And
it's the copium. It's the copium argument. Is that MLK won the hearts, and Malcolm X reminded everyone what would happen if they didn't get voting rights. All hell would break. It's stupid. Malcolm X didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. He tagged along with MLK protests near the end a couple of times.
I've watched your video on how Second Thought tried to frame Martin Luther King and try to co-opt him from it's insane what's happening.
Oh, here's the MLK video. We got the MLK video. Okay. What the? Is he just reacting to?
The way I see it is like this.
Oh.
Okay. I live in a settler colonial enterprise that is also known as the United States of America. I'm an American citizen. I take advantage of the bounty of this settler colonial enterprise and the untold amount of pain that it cost, the untold amount of pain that it dished out upon.
He's talking about Turkey. The Ottoman. Here we go. Okay, it's actually 6 minutes in, so thankfully.
If you want to look at the comments, you see, everyone is taking Bad Empanada's side.
Okay. Yeah, well, Hasan did that to himself. That's what you get for trying to pretend to moderate your messaging when everything that you preach clearly goes in one direction. Let's see.
Country, he's intransigent. Having said that, at the end of the day, there are multiple perspectives in any conflict, in any involvement. For the MLKs of the world, there was always the Malcolm X's of the world, and the civil rights struggle would not have been successful without both of these parties. Nonviolent political resistance is incredibly important. When it comes to the apartheid state, it's the exact same thing. Whether it be South Africa or whether it be Israel, you are going to have internal pressure that plays a very significant role, okay? And those guys are not going to be like-minded, okay? They're not going to agree on everything because there's a metric ton of social conditioning that plays a role here. And I will continue advocating for the things that I believe in, even if those people consider me to be a terrorist, even if those people consider me to be lesser than them because of my background, okay? And plenty of them do.
Wait, what's the context of him saying that? What's the context of that coming up? All right, let's see the context. Okay.
Have an understanding of what it's like to constantly be cast aside by your own peers. Having said that, that is nothing in terms of the violence and ritualistic humiliation the Palestinians are subjected to by a rabid, settler, colonial, genocidal apartheid state that is doing terror on a daily basis. You do not need to cede ground to bad faith actors, but you can understand that there are so many different approaches that people engage with. You are covering the news from an American progressive perspective. He's more extreme in his views because he's covering the news from the perspective of a dude who's living in a third world country. He's intransigent. Having said that,
that's why it's in reference to someone in chat saying that it's in reference to him talking about how he's more extreme. So yes, he is making the comparison between himself. Okay.
Day progressive perspective. He's more extreme in his views because he's covering the news from the perspective of a dude who's living in a third world country. He's in a transigent.
Living in a third world country, bro, like reaping all the benefits of living in that country. Argentina. Okay.
Having said that, at the end of the day, there are...
Bro, that's mental. Why would you put it that way? That's like saying the Queen lived in a third world country when she was frolicking in Kenya with the... No, that's not the... Okay.
multiple perspectives in any conflict, in any involvement. For the MLKs of the world, there was always the Malcolm X's of the world, and the civil rights struggle would not have been successful without both of these parties. Nonviolent political resistance is incredibly important. When it comes to the apartheid state, it's the exact same thing. Whether it be South Africa or whether it be Israel, you are going to have internal pressure that plays a very significant role, okay? And those guys are not going to be like-minded, okay? They're not going to agree on everything because there's a metric ton of social conditioning that plays a role here. And I will continue advocating for the things that I believe in, even if those people consider me to be a terrorist, even if those people consider me to be lesser than them because of my background.
Bro, you're not Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Shut the fuck up. You're not, you know what you are? You're not even, I would say they're both Malcolm X because actually, if you look at Malcolm X's career, first of all, very anti-Semitic. He used to distribute the protocols of the Elders of Zion. And even when he left the Nation of Islam, he did not leave. He did not leave the anti-Semitism behind. He did not do that. He still kept on saying anti-Semitic up until basically the day he died.
Did you like choose as white people or something? I didn't know that actually. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, he believes in the protocols. Yeah. Like he used to distribute the protocols of the Elders of Zion and called it essential reading for most of his political career. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why MLK snubbed him in large part because MLK was actually quite pro-Israel. Like he opposed the occupation of the after the 6 Day War. But MLK defended Israel's actions in the 6 Day War. He defended it as self-defense. He just didn't defend them holding onto the territory permanently. Like this is what MLK said about the 6 Day War. He said, so he was asked if he thinks Israel should give back the land that was taken after the war. And he says, well, I think these guarantees should all be worked out by the United Nations. I would hope that all the nations, and particularly the Soviet Union, the United States, and I would say France and Great Britain, these four powers can really determine how that situation is going. I think the Israelis will have to access the Gulf of Aqaba. I mean, the very survival of Israel may well depend on access to not only the Suez Canal, but the Gulf and the Strait of Tiran. These things are very important. But I think for the ultimate peace and security of the situation, it will probably be necessary for Israel to give up this conquered territory because to hold on to it will only exacerbate the tensions and deepen the bitterness of the Arabs. But he still, nonetheless, they say here, supported Israel's actions to assure its survival. And then the thing he says at the end here, that after the ceasefire, the day after the ceasefire, King said that Israel faces the danger of becoming smug and unyielding. It's like, he saw
perfect analysis. Like it's the perfect. It's insane. He had it on point, I think.
Yeah, he understood the conflict really well. Like this is the case with like everything. Even the way that he writes about nonviolent protests and all that. Like it's not like some religious, like naive, wishy-washy, like love your neighbor and all. No, it's like it's very intentional. It's like very tactical. It's very morally argued and everything. Like yeah, MLK was a genius. He was very, very, very shrewd in what he did. Yeah, because he visited Jerusalem as well. Yeah. Neither of these are MLK. I would actually say for Malcolm X, because throughout this whole time, Malcolm X basically like got snubbed by MLK, did not lead protests against white supremacists. He called MLK a house Negro, okay, like and an Uncle Tom.
And Uncle Tom.
Yeah. A house slave. Yeah. So, but even then though, Malcolm X did eventually turn up to civil rights protests in the South. When MLK was in jail, Malcolm X turned up to support the protesters. He still shitposted and all that, but he actually did turn around at the end. So really, if there's anything, maybe Hasan is Malcolm X, if you know anything about what Malcolm X was like, and Bad Empanada is like, what, the Nation of Islam guys who killed him in the end. But that would require Hasan coming to his senses for at least a year or two. Yeah.
In the end. Maybe it's foreshadowing, yes.
Unbelievable, man. God. Shall we talk about Greenland? Our Yankoid news of the day, because Greenland is actually American news. The only reason anyone cares about Greenland.
Greenland's pro-business opposition party won Tuesday's close.
Whoa. Like the stream chat, it doesn't cost you anything. And also super chat, that does cost you something. And I hope it does. I hope it costs you a lot. I hope it costs you large numbers. Greenland, what do you do?
Greenland's pro-business opposition party won Tuesday's closely watched parliamentary election. Democratic beat out the incumbent left-wing coalition in a vote overshadowed by U.S. President Donald Trump's pledge to take control of the island, a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark.
Imagine this being your political discourse, like, oh yeah, the crazy man wants to buy us. Said he's going to get it one way or the other. And thankfully he walked it back because, I don't know, did someone just explain to Trump that he could actually get all the military benefits of Greenland without purchasing or invading it? I don't know. Do you know the history of Greenland? I'll tell you, okay? In 1867, the United States bought Alaska from Russia, okay? And they tried in the same year to buy Greenland from Denmark, but they couldn't get to any agreement. In 1946, they offered $100 million, which in those days would have been like over $1 billion, for the territory, but Denmark said no again. In 1951, this is when the important one, they signed a defense agreement with Denmark, which basically gives the United States the right to build and maintain military bases. In 53, Greenland becomes part of the Kingdom of Denmark, like officially, and the Greenlanders become Danish citizens. In 79, Greenland had a referendum, which basically resulted in them having home rule over pretty much all domestic policy. Denmark still retained foreign affairs and defense and stuff. And since then, it's become more and more clear that people in Greenland want independence. Like the majority of them want independence from Denmark, which is there are good reasons for it, but there are also some challenges in the fact that the country depends quite largely on subsidies. Like a lot of their economy is held up by subsidy, but they also have a lot to offer the world because of their positioning, right? In 2019, Trump actually suggested buying Greenland, but he was shot down. So this is his round 2, but he's walked it back again. The point about Greenland is that it's seen as a kind of like barrier to what would be like the shortest route for Russia to fire nuclear weapons at America, because it would be via the North Pole and Greenland. So those like space bases and military bases that America has around Greenland are like very important for defense, especially, which is funny because Trump keeps saying that he wants to appease Russia and all this shit because he's afraid of them nuking and is more friendly with Russia. But then he also wants to arm America to the teeth, even if it means taking over Greenland because of Russia's nuclear threat. It's just a very contradictory foreign policy. But Greenland have said they're not interested. They want independence from Denmark, but they do not want to be part of the United States. Trump has watered down his statements. Did he explicitly walk it back? No, Trump doesn't explicitly say that much at all, really, in terms of this policy. He's just said that he'll respect Greenland's wishes or whatever. I imagine someone maybe finally convinced him. Maybe 2 things. One is I believe someone showed him that the Mercator projection is actually not accurate to Greenland's size. I think maybe in one of his briefings that he has with his third McDonald's breakfast in the morning, I think maybe someone was able to get it through to him that this Greenland's not actually this big. And I think the second thing that happened is on his 4th McDonald's breakfast, someone explained to him that you don't actually need to own Greenland to fortify military positions there, or even to build new ones. Because even the Greenlanders have said that if they're independent, they will still allow America to keep up that military use. So it's probably one of those things.
Democratic finished just over 5 points ahead of the opposition Nalarak party with nearly 30% of the vote. The former favors a slow approach to independence from Denmark, while the latter has pushed for a rapid break. Democratic's leader Jens Frederik Nielsen told reporters that, quote, "We don't want independence tomorrow. We want a good foundation." Now the party will try to form a governing coalition, says Democratic lawmaker Anna Wangenheim.
I'm overwhelmed and I'm very, very, very happy.
Tell you something about maps, okay? The thing is, no map that's flat and two-dimensional can really tell you the absolute truth. I think it's like I think the concept is that you basically sacrifice area or you sacrifice distance. I can't remember what it is, but whatever. But look what happens, okay? This is what happened. Trump was doing his 4th Truth Social wank session on the toilet, okay? And after he was done, they gave him his 5th McDonald's breakfast, and they gave him this in the form of a little handheld video game. I just gave him this to play with for 5 minutes. And he just clicked this and he dragged it and he was like, wait a minute. Wait! What the f is that? What the? Well, okay. Maybe I don't actually. You know what? You know, it's kind of lost its appeal now. They gave him this little toy to play with, and now he's just like, you know what? Maybe they can have their country. Come on, Greenland. It's not even that green. It's mostly snow and ice. Wow.
Very happy. Our main focus will be the politics we've been elected for. Then we will have to talk to the other parties where they stand.
Greenland's population of just 57,000 has been caught up in a geopolitical race for dominance in the Arctic. Melting ice caps are making Arctic resources more accessible and opening new shipping routes. Both Russia and China have intensified military activity in the region. Since taking office in January, Trump has vowed to make the vast mineral-rich island part of the United States.
I just know he's saying the dumbest, most insane shit right now, isn't he?
States, saying it is vital to U.S. security interests.
One way or the other, we're going to get it.
Many Greenlanders were alarmed when Trump initially declined to rule out military force to take control of the territory, although he later softened his stance, saying he would respect the will of the local people and was ready to invest billions of dollars if they joined the U.S. That idea has been rejected by most Greenlanders. And on Monday, in the final debate before the election, leaders of the 5 parties currently in parliament unanimously said they did not trust the U.S. president. Meanwhile, Denmark's prime minister has said Greenland is not for sale, but made it clear that it is up to the local people to decide their future.
Haha. He's threatening the sovereignty of a country that's not ours. Haha. That's our guy. That's our Donald. Vomit. Well done, Greenland. Okay, that's the story. The Nazi salute!
Do you think that
I never saw this. I bookmarked this. I should have watched this. This is so good. I told you guys, this is the argument.
Do you think that Elon was like saluting or doing the Nazi salute?
Oh, Elon Musk was not doing the Nazi salute.
Okay, will you do it?
Yes, as I did it actually at USC.
What did I do?
My name was Elon Musk, and I love all of you in this.
Look what he's doing. He's rewriting history. He's a lying, this disgusting, massive, tiny slash tiny face. What the like? Oh, this is what he did. He went, whoa. Like, no, he didn't. You can't do it because you know it's a Nazi salute. That's why you won't do it.
Crowd here today.
Oh, and the crowd eats it all up, don't they? Oh my God, they're so dishonest. Oh, is that what Elon did? You're supposed to do the face as well.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. Yes!
Whoa! He's such a... Why is this our fascist tyrant? Why? Why is this the English-speaking world's fascist tyrant? He's so bad. One more for the boys, okay? Compare, contrast. This is what, yeah? Is that what you did, Charlie?
Yes, as I did it actually at USC.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
My name was Elon Musk, and I love all of you in this crowd here today.
Can you put your hand on your chest and then do it us?
Their tyrant, not ours. Bro, he's shaping British politics as well with his grooming gang stuff. That's a good little short segment for you there, Stardust. Oh my god, it's so horrible. Why did they get away with it? Why?
I just did it.
That's not what he did.
Okay, so let's do it again, Parker. Can you do it with me?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think it's a Nazi salute.
Well, mirror it with me. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad from the bottom of my heart you are here.
What he did.
And thank you all for being here today.
That's what he
Do you want me to show you a video of this doing it? Do you support?
Oh, he did it at the end.
Do you want me to show you a video of this doing it?
It's just... You're fucking kidding me, man. How can you be so deeply unserious? Fuck me. Did he show him the video? No, Charlie Kirk would rather die than have to watch that video live after... What the f was that? Oh. That's what he did. The slowest. The angle's off. He did that with his hand. He didn't even do that. This is what he did. He did this. Like the Queen. Yeah, of course I was there. I was there. Yeah, he did this. That's what he did. I don't know where to go from places like this. It's like there's no amount of... I used to think like sometimes the truth can just be so obviously placed in front of someone that they just kind of go, yeah, ooh. But then obviously if they do that, they're out of the job. So, you know...